Did you fix the red fly on your pants?
Yeah, my red fly. Yeah. I didn't. I just took them off.
So, Chris.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you doing?
事实上，他并不是非常好，他实际上很累。
Great, I'm great. So, what's the best and worst snack you've had on set?
Oh man, good question. The best and worst snack, probably. They do a pretty good job at craft service. It's best just to not have any snacks, because if you start to have even one, then all of a sudden you find yourself having 2 and then 3 and then 4. It's like best to just implement the policy of no snacks at all. But they do some pretty amazing stuff. Little chicken skewers. A lot of times they'll bring in like a burger truck, or like they'll have like a Shake Shack truck or In-N-Out burger truck. I must be really hungry. I'm talking about all this stuff. That's probably the best. The best snacks. Yeah, the worst snacks are like little things that you think are going to be sweet but they're salty. You know what I mean? Like that's bad sometimes.
But they all look pretty good in your what's next.
Yeah. I'd be able to have. I'd have any of them now.
Zoe, if Gamora, Nebula, and Thanos went on a family dinner, what kind of food would they eat?
People. I don't know, man. People like that feel to me like cannibals. I don't know.
But what did they
I think
talk
Gamora
about
would be a vegetarian because she's the one that's had a change of heart, which is why she's so green.
Oh, hey, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you.
I
like those. Dude, your outfit is on point, man.
Thank you.
Very good.
I just saw the Belko experiment the day before.
Oh,
I love it.
Oh, thank you,
Love
man.
it, yeah.
Thank you very much.
So, let's start. So, why did you choose Mantis to be in this movie instead of any other Guardian?
I think in the first movie, I felt as if we had a lot of male characters who were the quirky, weird characters that people love. Drax and Rocket and Groot, basically. And our female characters were awesome, Nebula and Gamora, but they were cooler and tougher and whatever. So I wanted to add a female character that was as quirky, as weird as as Rocket and Groot and Drax, basically.
Wow. So will you ever reveal which Guardian got cut?
Yeah, I will sometime.
Okay. All right. If James Gunn actually becomes the president of the world, what would be the first thing he does?
Well, he would if when James Gunn becomes the president of the world, the first thing he'll do is implement a global constitution that the First Amendment will be for everyone in the world to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
And make everyone pregnant.
Yeah. That'll happen naturally.
Yeah.
That'll happen just naturally.
So, Dave, compared to the first movie, is there anything more challenging playing Drax this time around?
No, I think it was actually, I think it was easier. I think it was more comfortable, and I also think James had a sense of my strengths as a performer, and he wrote for me specifically. So I think it was actually much easier going into the second film.
He's a very odd yet funny character. Do you relate to him in any way?
Completely.
How?
Obviously, I don't take everything literally. I don't take much literally at all. But just him, who he is, and being good-natured person, and also being, kind of a big muscle-bound person, but with like a really soft, gentle soul. I mean, that's basically who I am. I think that's why I got the role. But there's a huge part of me that I bring to my performance as Drax.
Why did you choose to shoot on Red Weapon 8K, and is there any challenge being the first movie to shoot on this camera?
Yeah, there were some challenges just simply because it was a camera that had never been used before, so there's a little bit of a learning curve. But basically, Red made it very easy for us to use the camera. And we had a rig called a Stabilize, which is a sort of a cross between a dolly and a Steadicam. And that only houses a small camera, and the Red Weapon X is a very small camera. So to use that rig, we needed to use a smaller camera, and so the Red Weapon X was perfect for us.
The movie looks really different from the first one. Did you do any particular things to make it look that way?
Well, I think the camera rig we use is much different. I think the film stock we use is different. I think that I took much more control of the colors and the visual effects and pretty much everything in this movie. But in particular, I think that the colors are probably one of the big things. I had a very, I planned out each color for every scene, or a couple of colors for every scene in the movie, and was able to tell a story with the color as well as with everything else. But also, I took a lot more time with storyboarding and, using, doing every shot that I could imagine. Whereas on the first movie, I still had a sort of independent film flavor where I was moving really fast all the time. And it's so fast that I couldn't get all the shots I wanted, because that's the way I came up in making movies, and I realized I didn't need to rush quite as much as I did on the first film. So I took my time.
So, what's the biggest change for Star-Lord after he met Ego?
We pick up on Peter Quill, and it's been a couple months since the events of the first movie, and he's definitely trying to be the leader of this squad and keep the Guardians out of trouble with mixed results. And the biggest change from the first movie to the second movie is the responsibility that he's learned that he's gained in the first movie. He's holding on to that at the beginning of this movie, but also he's a little more famous now, and they're using that fame to procure mercenary work around the world. So it's gone to his head a little bit, probably.
Dave, what's Drax's favorite metaphor, or least favorite?
I think he's still confused by the whole finger to the throat thing. It'd be finger to the throat means death. He still doesn't quite get that.
That's when you...
Why would I put my finger on his throat?
What? Oh, no, it's a symbol. This is a symbol for you slicing his throat.
Did you fix the red fly on your pants?
Yes, I red fly. Yeah. I didn't. I just took them off. I don't know how to fix a fly on my pants. I was in the airport, and all of a sudden my girlfriend looks down and says, "Your fly is open." And I said, "What?" And I looked down and I'm like, "No, it's not open. It's totally zipped up." And then I looked, and it was all torn open so that you could see my underwear. And I was just about to get on a plane to go to Japan, so I couldn't change my clothes. I had already packed my clothes, so I was screwed. Good question. You're the first person to ask that question today.
In what ways is this movie better than Citizen Kane?
In what ways? Well, it's very colorful, so you're not stuck with some black and white. Orson Welles would be very happy with this movie, I'm sure. It is an epic. It's funny. It's adventure. There are real dramatic undertones that play out. It's all the things that made the first movie so fantastic are happen in this movie, but on a bigger scale. It's almost as if the first movie was an opportunity for James Gunn to earn Marvel's trust, and the second movie is an opportunity for him to show what he's actually capable of.
Zoe, so how does Gamora and Nebula's relationship differ from the first movie?
Well, I think in the first movie you don't really get a sense of their relationship at all. We establish that they're sisters and that they have big differences, but you don't know why. And I think in this movie you get to know that answer, and you realize that they probably had a very difficult time growing up with a stepdad like Thanos, and they carried all this pain and trauma in different ways.
You said Michael Rooker deserves an Oscar for his performance, and why is that?
I think that Michael Rooker's a fantastic actor. He's somebody who I've admired long before he was someone I worked with, and long before he was my personal friend. I've loved him back to Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, and small roles in Trigger Effect and Cliffhanger and all the stuff he's done. And I think that this is absolutely the performance of his career. I think he's amazing in the movie. I think he has one of the most dramatic moving scenes in any big film ever between him and Rocket, which means he's acting with, a CGI character. And he's just really an incredible actor, and this is the one he really walks away with.
Will you actually have a dinosaur pet in Jurassic World too?
Is that no? Well, no. I can't give away any spoilers for Jurassic World 2, but it's not a bad idea.
You guys spend a lot of time on makeup. What do you do when doing those makeup?
Oh my god. I talk my team to death. I don't shut up. I am just like a little old lady that just talks about, and I don't even pause. There's no paragraph, there's no commas. I keep going for 4 hours, and I'm sort of like the background music, that elevator music, and they just keep working right through it. That's what I do.
I'm the opposite. I barely say a word. I'm pretty quiet in nature anyway, but I kind of just zone out. But I'm aware of my team talking around me, and we usually listen to music, and there's a lot of laughs. But I usually just zone out.
What stuff do you talk about for like 4 straight hours? Like, for example.
Oh my god, about politics, about what's going on in the world, about motherhood, about other people. I'm just like, and sometimes like I can tell when they're tired of me talking a lot. And I come into the trailer and they already have like a movie on for me. Oh. So I'm like this, hey everybody, so they do that. But I'm usually on my phone a lot as well, like always catching up on any kind of work or email.
What would be your first thing to do when you become president of the world?
I hope to God will never be president of the world, but baby Groot's for everyone if I become president.
Real baby Groot.
Everyone gets a real baby Groot, yes.
If Mantis read both of your mind, what would she discover?
Us as people or us as characters?
As people?
As people, yeah.
That the way I view life is actually much more simple than people think I am. I'm a much more simple person. Yeah.
Dave?
I think she would be totally confused by my thoughts because they're so random and they jump from place to place. I have serious ADD, so I may be speaking to you, but I'm thinking about something's going on over there. So it would be
she'd be dizzy,
she'd
right?
be confused, yeah. Like, what the hell is...
All right.
Would make no sense.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
guys.
Those are great questions.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
So, if you could put the team of Guardians in any movie, what would it be? What would the movie be?
In any movie?
Yeah.
I would put them in 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton, and just having them work in cubicles next to Dolly Parton, I think would be a lot of fun for people. How about that?
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Yeah, thank you. So, and if Star-Lord was a YouTuber, what kind of videos would he post?
Oh my gosh, it's hard to imagine Star-Lord comprehending the technology required to have something like YouTube, given the technology joke we make at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Probably he'd make, dance videos or videos on how to escape jail cells, maybe. Interview his friends. He'd do celebrity interviews as a celebrity galaxy guarder.
All right. Yeah. So I think that's it. Thank
All right.
you.